This is an opportunity for me to clarify my position on the E-levy. One is not sure from which sources the allegations are coming that I have somehow urged parliamentarians to pass the E-levy. I want to be categorical that my position, which is known, is consistent, and I have not changed my mind, both as a tax professional and also as somebody, who has been monitoring the economy, including its performance in the last few years. First of all, I want to emphasize that the E-levy, the most disturbing part of it is that it is taxing savings and therefore investments. Why is this important? When one puts his or her money, whether under a pillow, in a purse or wallet, in a handbag, or somewhere in the house, or you take that money to the bank and you put it in a savings account, and more importantly for our conversation, you take that money and you put it in your wallet, which is now electronic on your phone. You are engaged in savings. That money would have been taxed by government already. It would have been taxed because you earned it as an employee and the tax was deducted at source. It may have been taxed because you run business and the money is what is left after you have paid your income tax to government. And after earning all this income, this money may be what is left after you have bought goods and services, which attracts tax in the form of VAT, excise duty, or tariff. So we are looking at a net amount which people have put into their account. What we have known is when you take this money and you invest either in a small business or in a big business, then you earn profit and you are taxed. If you take the money and you spend on goods, whether it's a shoe, furniture, household items, or even in the case of businesses, the equipment and expenditures which they are incurring, it is taxed. That is the VAT, excise, and tariff or customs duty which I was talking about. So we have a rational tax system which has avoided, unless inadvertently, the taxing of savings. What we are seeing now is that the money that is in the wallet is being targeted for another form of taxation. In addition to all these taxes which I'm talking about, which is what our regular tax structure is. I don't think it is, in the first place, fair for my money on a phone, and particularly the young generation who keep these monies in their wallets, to be taxed when the other forms of savings are not being taxed. So quite apart from my position to taxing savings, the E-levy discriminates among savers, among the Ghanaians and how they save. It is targeting only one form of savings. Of course, I'm not arguing that it should be extended to these other ones because of my fundamental position that we shouldn't be taxing savings. If you earn income, and let me clarify this, if you earn income either by way of dividends, by using that money to invest or others, then a fee, because the difference between keeping your money at home and going to the bank is that the bank is providing you with a service. And the fee that you pay to the bank for doing that is what is usually taxed. That is consumption. Similarly, if you take your money and put it on a wallet, electronic wallet, as we know it, or on your phone, let me simplify it, then the fee or the charge or the commission, which we call in various forms, that also may be subject to the tax. But it doesn't have to be a special tax because it is VAT, which we have known. We used to have all these service taxes and various forms of taxes on goods and services from, in fact, telecommunications tax, satellite, and all those. We used to differentiate them until we said that all the goods and services should be brought under one tax regime. So this is the fundamental position, that one has as far as these, issues are concerned. But let me also end by saying that we are in a season of levies, from sanitation levy to financial sector levy, despite ESLA, which was supposed to resolve that, the financial services crisis. Various forms of levies have been imposed, by the government. And so this is not new. I believe that our problem is one of our expenditure being very high, and therefore, instead of controlling that level of expenditure, which is not under discussion now, there's no government proposal on how we can, trim and manage our expenditure. We are resorting to taxation. But we have been doing this, including in an increase in ESLA, and an extension of the period, the duration which ESLA should have, come in. We have taken money from the IMF, 2 billion, from Bank of Ghana, 1.7 billion. And still we are borrowing, still, our debt keeps increasing. So this sidesteps the issue, particularly if you consider that the 6.7 or let's say 7 billion Ghana cedis has to be earned is already part of the 100 billion that government expects to collect, which most people say is too high. It's already part of it. And it has not led to a reduction of the deficit, it has not led to a reduction of borrowing, and it has not led to a reduction of the debt that we owe between 2021, together, and now 2022. The budget as we have it now, 2022, is going to result in higher deficit, higher borrowing, and higher debt. And it's not just Ghanaians who are saying this. Now the experts, from rating agencies to multilateral institutions, IMF, World Bank, African Development Bank, and indeed, if you read certain statements by our own Bank of Ghana, you'll notice that our problem is bigger than just, one tax. So let me end by saying that I'm fundamentally opposed, to the tax. Government may have its way. It distorts the tax regime and discriminates, against the various forms in which, we hold savings in the country. Thank you.